You know, I was having a pretty good week. I had my birthday on Sunday. I actually took Monday completely off. I slept in, no content creation, no work of any kind. Took a full day off, which is like super rare for me. And then we had this patch hit Tuesday. And I'm not typically one to bring up a lot of patch issues or issues with the game unless I find it necessary. And let me tell you, with this patch I woke up and chose violence because this is ridiculous, and I'm going to go through as many of the things as I can to point out to people that may not play the game a lot or follow the game and show you what's kind of happened. I have a legal pad sitting here next to me, and the amount of hotfixes that have already came out, which I'll post here, is what they've been rapidly trying to fix, and there's a lot more coming. Your boy needs to rant. He's got some stuff to get off his chest, and I want to show some of this off. So, first thing I found this morning was the new SU-33 had some issues, as you can see. They rapidly fixed this, so it's not the end of the world, but hey, it's kind of funny. It'll end up in a fail montage. Then we have the XM246 issue, which they fixed. Things happen. Alright, we'll be cool. And then from there we get to the poor F100, which to my knowledge didn't really have any changes in this patch. I could be mistaken. But what's interesting is once you get airborne, it kind of has a problem. Even when you're on the ground, it gets super hot now. But once it gets in the air, watch the temperature at the top left. Look at that baby climb. Aluminum melts at like 1200 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're just gonna go right past that number. All the F100s are doing this. I'll put a list of all the ones that have been confirmed as having these issues. But again, I don't know how this stuff gets through playtesting. And this is on the live server right now. This is Wednesday morning at 1 a.m. And it's still doing this. So hot patch has not been put out for this yet. But you see that engine hitting critical temperature. It's going to start dying. And it's not just one thing. There's the boom right there. So this plane's dead. Right. So we go from the F100 issues to the F-18, which is brand new in game. And these issues were present in the dev server. But if you gently land the F-18 into the water, it becomes Jesus. And you can do some pretty impressive things. I'm going to get nice and slow and just lower it in. But there's been some comical footage of this. So there you go. Some people have been able to take back off. I've been able to get it to go pretty far. But she don't sink. F-18 be super buoyant. And we're airborne again. That's an interesting bug, right? And up next we have the vehicle that I was planning on uploading as the next video, which is the 2S19. And when we were loading up to play it, I went to go check the different types of ammo to see which one I wanted to potentially use, and I noticed that we had a problem. 63.1 millimeters a pin. Look at our chart down there. That's odd, different, right? And then we started digging. Look at the heat shell. 250. Chart says 5, 4, and 2. Okay, that's strange. I won't lie, my first initial thought when seeing that stat card was, oh no, we have another PZH 2000 situation where a artillery piece was being added with the wrong shell. But good news, there are stat cards wrong everywhere. Heat shells, ATGMs, high explosive, it's everywhere. And I'll post some pictures here for you to see, but hopefully they get the incorrect stat cards fixed sooner than later. But here we're going to get to my next two biggest issues that kind of fueled my whole reason to rant. The F-18C is a really expensive premium, $80 US. And when the F-18 was added in the patch and users were able to play it, they logged on, hopped in matches, fired air-to-air radar-guided missiles, and would crash the desktop. And I don't know how that's okay to put out a product like that. If it was me, I'd be ashamed, I'd be embarrassed. How do you not test something like that? How does this get through any type of testing? It hurts. I feel like the game has been getting in a worse and worse spot since everybody banded together last year to try to make sure that the game was improved. And server issues, this is happening copy and paste vehicles, vehicles being put into game in horrendous conditions. I mean, look at this. I'm sorry. I'm going to real quickly. When I saw this today, I was just like, well, this is new. I've been playing the game since patch 1.27, and I've never seen anything like this. Wait for it. And right there. It's a disappearing tank. That wasn't in the patch notes. Neat, right? Like I said, I chose finance. Oh, I got something else to show you too. Like I have a legal pad here. I gotta keep going through my notes. Let's talk about the rapier. So it likes to lock on with no issue. But if something gets out of its narrow radar cone that it currently has, it appears that the missile has no ability to track it. So we see that plane right there. We'll let it fly past. We got a lock. I'm going to let it turn. And then we're going to fire these missiles. So the plane did its turn. Missile didn't track. I'll move the mouse over more. Missile didn't track. Didn't track. You get the gist. So that's kind of that's special. So that's another vehicle in this patch that has major issues, right? Lastly, there's the whole, I can't believe I'm going to say this, slippery rock situation. And I'm going to grab a vehicle, and it's gotten a little bit better. They kind of reverted some of these changes. And I'm actually going to launch a custom battle here, and we're going to see if we can get on the Japan map. I have a bit of footage that has been going around that was posted on Reddit that has been making its way. And I'll show that as well as how it currently reacts in game. But for some reason now, rocks act like ice. And the whole purpose of this was to keep players from climbing to places they necessarily shouldn't be. But instead of designing the maps better, they tried to make traction changes that are just awful. And you're gonna have to see it for yourself, but it was really bad this morning, and then they fixed it later on. But I'll show you what the current condition is with the XM800. But yeah, I don't know why they... I mean, I do know why. These changes should have been put into the dev server for users to play with, test with, and give feedback with. But I think they knew they were going to get a bunch of blowback because a lot of players wouldn't want this, right? So they snuck it in between the last dev server and the patch going live. And it was a mess. So, if Gaijin's listening for any reason, take your time. Like, you guys do really good work. You've done a lot of good work over the years. There's no reason to just rush these patches out to get them out. We will wait for a better product. But yeah, it's a lot better than what it was in that clip that, you know, is playing alongside this, but it's still a little odd, but it's way better than what it was. So, thank goodness they reverted that quickly. And then the other issues that are really being had is this general crashing has been a lot worse. I've had some guys in TBLF or in the community that just have been having lots of issues with stability and game crashing, and yeah, you can kind of see there, it's different, it's weird. Anyway, I don't have to describe it, but thankfully it's nothing like it was in the other clip being posted. You see how much trouble it has climbing this. We're almost at 10 minutes on this video, and it wasn't even a video that I was planning or wanting to make this week. This was supposed to be a 2S19 video, and I still plan on getting that out as soon as possible as I can to you guys. But I just had to say something because this is unacceptable. Gaijin can do better, and we should expect better. They need to take their time in these patches and get the community back to a point where we're excited for new content, excited for new maps, new features, and not have to just be like, well, what did they break now? I'll digress. If you have any feedback about what you'd like to see added to the game, fixed in the game, or just things you've noticed about this patch or the past two patches, please leave a comment below, and I would love to hear from you. As always, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. That helps us to continue to make more content. And again, hope this wasn't too painful to listen to, but I just had to get this off my chest because there was just too much here to not say and not point out. So thank you for watching, and let's hope that the rest of the patches that come out this year are a vast improvement over this, whatever this is.